Good morning, all of you. I'm audible. Anyone can respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. On the continuation of previous class, we'll see today vectors. Briefly, I already discussed this in the last class, but still, I just will glance once and we'll move forward. There is a vectors. The tomorrow onwards, I will block that admission after time, stipulated time. So keep on. Some of you are joining. It is disturbing. Okay, now you can see the vectors. So it is a most powerful aspect in a MATLAB used for vectors. Ultimately as a matrices in the consequent classes. And how to define as a vector, you can see when you want to give some values or it has to generate for that one vector is equal to some name 1 to 5 or starting value. First is always starting value, then last one is a ending value. So 1 to 5 means by default increment is 1. So without specifying increment, you must mm, write starting value and ending value. So that treated as a 1 is a increment. That's why your answer is like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I started with 1 and with 5 incremented by 1. That's why 1 to 5 we got it. But suppose some specific requirements, you want to specify the increment as well. In that case, you need to write one more parameter is a incremental parameter. So that is starting value, ending value. In between, you must specify the some number. That number is a incremented number. So now you can see here in the second example, I wrote 1 colon 2 colon 5. So that means this is a incremented value. That is what in general syntax R is equal to or A is equal to any not variable. A is to H is to B. That means A is a starting value, B is a ending value, H is a step. That much incremented. For that, you can see this way is another example. 1 is to 0.5 is to 5, 3.5. So first value is 1. Then in this case, if you see answer of R, we'll get like this. So first value is 1. Second value is 1 plus 2. Then that is 3. 3 plus 2, 5. This is the vector you will create automatically if you execute this statement. Similar fashion, you can see 1 colon 0.5 colon 3.5. So what is starting value? Starting value will be 1, then add with 0.5 increment 1.5, then 2, 2.5 like this. Another way of representing as a vector we have is a line space. So line space will represent again starting value and ending value, but how many values you want that you must specify. If you are not specify, but simply if you mention something starting value and ending value, that means that automatically 100 values is going to be generated between 0 to 1 because starting value and ending value is mentioned, or some other starting and ending value also you can give it, but it will generate 100 values between starting to ending value if you not specify any particular count. But you want to specify some count. So what you have to do is you can see here, in this case starting value is 0, ending value is 1, then total number of values are 10. So 0 to 1 it will generate the 10 values. That is the reason I can specify 0 to 1 comma 10. So here is the meaning of 10 values, or you want 20 values, or you want 50 values. You can specify this number, how many values you want to give. That's what, and that is one parameter. Then another one is a dot arithmetic operation. This is very important when you want to execute um, inputs are more in number. Suppose f of x is equal to some function, and I want to know each value of x, what is the function value. For that case, simply if I create as a vector, that vector values are available and you cannot write many number of times. Simply if you make it as a dot, one by one element or element by element is going to be taken as the input and it will execute and it will return the function values for all inputs. For that reason, you can see here a is equal to some vector and b is another vector and I want to multiply a into b. Suppose if I write a directly star b, it will throw error. The reason behind is this is a 1 cross 3 matrix and another one is a also 1 cross 3. 1 cross 3 and 1 cross 3 is not possible to multiply. That's the reason it will throw error if you have not put the dot. What is meaning of dot is here element by element operation. So here 1 into 4, again 2 into 5, then 3 into 6. So like that it will calculate if you provide as a dot arithmetic matrix. So element of vector A by the element of vector B, that is a result actually if I use dot notation. This MATLAB using dot arithmetic operation in many cases in the power or division or anything, for that element by element operation is required when you use as a dot notation. So similarly, you can see here some other division. What is happening? Division 1 by 3. So here you can see 1, let it be 1 by 4, then 2 by 5, then 3 by 6. So in that case, it is going to be divide element by element. Whenever you need to operate element by element operation, you must specify as a dot. Otherwise, it is not possible to operate. Now you can see small example. What is the question is here? Try to solve parallelly. If you have any notebook or maybe MATLAB you already opened, there also you can execute and check the results and all. It is the hands-on session normally. You simply if you listen and if you left, it won't get anything. What you want to do is even after class also, you try to execute these type of steps in MATLAB window, that is a command window. I already shown you how to open a window and where to execute all these things. So there you can able to execute your statements. Now we can see here the question is 0 to 1. This is the input. I need to create 0 to 1 in steps of 1/10. Then how to create, suppose let it be as a one vector, x is a vector that is equal to what they mention 0 to 1. So here 0 to 1 we need to specify, let it be a or x anything that is equal to 0 colon 1 is a end point. But what is steps 1/10? 1/10 is nothing but a point 1. So 0 to point 1 colon, then end value will be 1. So now we can see this will give the results of 0 to 0, point 1, point 2, point 3 and so on up to 1. That is the input. In different ways we can give it. So what is the different way? This is one way. You can execute values x is equal to point 1 to, step size is point 1 and then final value is 1, starting value is 0. Or other way is what? Directly you can give vector notation 0, point 1, then point 2 and so on. You can keep on manually, you can enter this way up to 1. This is one way. And the other way is, I already shown you line space. If I write a line space here within a bracket starting value and then comma ending value. What is ending value? 1. How many values it will get? 11 values I will get it. So you can write 11 values. These are the three ways available to generate 0 to 1. I will show that also. You can see first one is directly you can enter 0, point 1, point 2 and so on up to 1. Second one is a colon construction, that is 0 colon 0.1 colon 1.0. So starting value, ending value incremented by 0.1. Similarly, other line space, we can use the line space 0 to 1 and total values are 11. That's why we can able to write it as a 0 to 1 and how many numbers it will be. This is the way. And solve this problem. If you able to understand previous concept, you can easily solve. The question is, you can see polynomial y is equal to x plus 2 whole square into x cube plus 1 for value of x from minus 1 to 1 in steps of 0.1. So this is the question. The input value is, first value is -1, second value is -1 plus 0.1, then and so on so forth up to end value is 1. In that case, we need to find what is the y for each value of x. So for that, first I have to create the x vector from -1 to 1. So therefore, x is equal to, what is the first statement you can write here? X is equal to -1 colon, then step size is 0.1. We can write the 0.1. Then end value is what? This is the 0.1. This, then end value is up to 1. So end value is 1. So first step is over. Then what is the second step? We need to execute the y. So therefore y is equal to, what I can write? X plus 2, x plus 2, this one, and square. X plus 2 square means each value of that. So you have to use the dot. Hello.
Sir, now it's audible, sir. Before it was muted.
But you must now starting onwards it is muted.
No, 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 sir. Just now only. Just 1 2 minutes before. That's it.
Uh-huh. You
Okay,
must
sir.
inform me if anything is
That's what I
going
raised
wrong.
hand, sir.
Yeah,
I didn't.
fine, fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. If I'm not observing that hand also, anyone can call me
Yeah,
so
sir.
that
Sure.
I can get it. Yeah, fine. Any other, somebody also raised hand? Any other issue? Anybody? Roll number 7.
No,
No,
sir.
sir. Everything is fine.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can call me.
Yeah, sir.
Or, I
Sure.
mean, you can raise that hand or you can interrupt me or you can unmute and you can speak, no issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So now we can see here, starting if some cases if you don't require the increment means I mean only one increment in that case it is not required to specify one we cannot specify by default is a one only. That's the thing. Now, there is another important thing is here is a polyval is a one keyword. The two inputs it has to take. One is a coefficients, another one is a values. Then it is can automatically calculated evaluate the polynomial equation. Suppose in a polynomial equation x cube plus 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Now I want to find the polynomial equation for that. There is a two inputs is required for polyval. One is a coefficient, another one is a parameter x. Like that, there is a equation. You can see here y is equal to something constant into x power n plus another coefficient into x power n minus 1 and so on. If that type of equation you can see here, this is the equation. Evaluate the cubic. Suppose y is equal to x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 1. At each value of x, what is your function value y? This is another way, simple way. Still somebody is raised anything? Yeah, if no issue, you drop down that hand. Soumya 007. Yeah, fine. Uh, Now we want to calculate polynomial value. First, you have to write a coefficients. Suppose coefficients you start with highest order, then you are keep on going and up to the constant. If any of the coefficient is missing in the equation, you must specify zero there. Otherwise, your polynomial equation order is going to be changed if you not specify any of coefficient. Suppose in this case, you can see x cube coefficient is 1, then x square coefficient is 3, you can see, then another constant x power 1 is 1, then constant is minus 1. So these are the coefficients for this. And polynomial is this equation for what they are asking is x is 1, what is y? X is 2, what is y? Like that we need to calculate. For the substitution of every value, it is a waste of time. Then what we have is already we have as a polynomial is a one polyval is a keyword. For that we require two inputs. One input is a coefficient, another input is a x parameter which you want to calculate. And you can see in this problem 1 to 6. So to generate 1 to 6, we can easily calculate or you can easily generate that value x is equal to 1 colon 6. Directly it will generate 1 to 6. We no need to enter 1, 2, 3, and so on. As per our previous slides, what we need to generate 1 to 6 is 1 colon 6 indicate that incremented by 1 by default. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it will generate. Now, this is the x. Then what we need is coefficients we need. For that, coefficients is this one. So based on your equation, you can see coefficient 1, 3, minus 1 is your coefficient. That's what I mentioned coefficient. Then you can use directly polyval c comma x. Automatically, it will return the polynomial values. That is the thing. Similar fashion, you can see here how to do the small I started. Then we'll keep on increasing after basics and all. At the end of this course, you can able to do your big projects or huge problems you can able to solve. That is the what we started very basics onwards, and step by step you must execute and try to understand, because this type of situation may arise while you are doing the project. Equation may come at that point, you may be required roots, or you may be required coefficient, a polynomial value, and which value of x it giving as a maximum value, or which value of x it gives minimum value. All we can able to identify by doing this type of things. Now the question is, using 50 points, we need to calculate what is the y. How to get the 50 point in this? Can you, anybody can answer? First you have to generate 50 points between -2 to 2. What is the statement I have to write? First line of the code. Anybody? Anyone? First statement is 50 means total values is known to you now. We can easily write that 50 statement by using as a line space. So line space -2 comma +2 comma 50. If you give that way, automatically you can able to um, generate as a 50 values. Once if you are able to generate 50 values, then what is the next line? You take it as a coefficients. Now, while you are writing coefficients here, you can see C is equal to, how to write a coefficient here. You should not miss that coefficient. X power 4 coefficient is 1, but x cube coefficient is not there. So you have to put it as a 0. Then x square coefficient is 1, but x coefficient is not there. You have to put it 0. Then -1 constant. So this is the way you have to give. If you miss to provide zeros here, then order of this polynomial is going to change, then your answers will get wrong. That is the reason the coefficient order always from highest to constant. In between, if any coefficient is missed, you must specify with the zero value. Now you can see very simple logic. I had to specify line space -2 to 2. They asked to 50 values. You can specify 50. Automatically, x will get -2 to 2 with 50 values. Equally divided that, and it will get it as a 50 values. Now C is a coefficient. By writing the C is a coefficient and polynomial C comma x. So here is a coefficient with each value of x. It is going to be calculated at y. And you want to plot that graph also is possible. So what is the plot here? Anyhow, one more unit is there. Module to able to understand the plots in detail. Just I'm showing one direct command is a plot. PLOT is a plot command, is available in a MATLAB. Simply you write a plot x comma y. Now what is x consisting of? X consisting of 50 values. What is the range of 50 values? -2 to +2. With equal divisions, you can able to get it as a 50 values. And each value of x, what is your y? So y will be getting like this. And here is x and y. You can able to plot this data as per the values. Automatically it is going to plot. But while it is plotting, normally we have lot of provisions with what is the type of color or style, font size, width of the line, everything we can able to specify depends on our requirement. But if I write only plot x comma y, it is a ordinary plot will get it. And even without showing what is x-axis, what is y-axis, what is units, all these things, it won't be if you write only the plot. But you want to specify that, you can able to write x label, whatever the title you want to specify for x-axis, and y label and title of the plot, and then legend. Many things we can add in the plot. A later point of time, I think it is in module 3 or somewhere, you will get it there again. And at that point we'll go in detail of the plots. That moment, if I just write a plot command, it is showing x-axis -2 to +2, and y-axis whatever values were obtained based on this polynomial equation, and it automatically plot will be like this. And we'll go for another important thing is roots. So if any equation I want to find the roots of that, there is a one small keyword is available in a MATLAB. There is a root command. So roots, if I specify and if you give the coefficient, automatically you will get the roots. That is very easy way. Even if it is x power 1000 also, simply you give the coefficients order, then roots of that coefficient will give the roots. So you can see here how we are able to get this. Your polynomial equation is this one, x cube minus 2x square plus 2x using the command roots. Then I am writing coefficients here. C is equal to 1, minus 3, 2, and other constant is not there. That's why I made it as a 0. Then R is equal to roots C. Then it will returns answer is 0 to whatever value. So, but it is not only this equation, any equation you want to find the roots, means polynomial equation, you want to find the roots. Simply, there is a keyword, roots is a keyword. So, that is the reason we can specify that. Now, you will get it as a roots. In this case, also, you can see x square plus 2 and set a point x is equal to 0 to 2 in steps of point 1 and find what is the f of x. In that, at x is equal to 0, I want x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. Only these values, if you want, you can easily identify what is the roots. Now we can see here, as per our previous understanding, how to get 0 to 2 in steps of point 1. That's what they mention. X is mentioned 0 to 2 in steps of point 1. That's why directly you can use colon operation, 0 colon point 2, point 1 colon 2, because increment is point 1 up to 2. That is first thing. Then what next one they ask? Find the f of x. For that, directly a dot notation you can use it, x square plus 2, but each value of x I want, that's why x dot square plus 2. That is fine. After that, what they asked is, in that f of x, what we have is all the values of x, we have f of x. But what is output I want? I don't want for all the values. I want only at x is equal to 0 case, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. For that reason, first value is 0. That's why function consisting of many values. The first value is 0. They asked x is equal to 0. Therefore, f of 1. Because it is index is a 1, start with in MATLAB. F of 1 will give what is the x value of first one. So we'll get directly. And then x is equal to 1. In that case, if I write 0 and then point 1, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and so on, you are able to get up to value of 2. So here, in that which index is gives that required value, you can specify. Suppose the 11th one is a x is equal to 1. So f of 11 will return, and x is equal to 2. The last value is a f of 21. So like that, we can able to specify that particular value. We can easily retrieve the value. So that's what. Now, any case, if we generate values, suppose 10 values we already generated. Now I want to know uh, total values. Then how to retrieve that? Now x consisting of what you are expecting? 0, 1, the 10 values in the sense obviously 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Or let it be normally 0 if you start, it may be total 11 values it will be in that case. Now, whatever may be the values you have in x, it is the easy way to get that values by specifying x of 1 is first value, x of 2 is second value, x of 3 third value, and so on and so forth. But in between range also you want, you can easily get that way. 1 to end means starting value to end values, it will be assigned to y, or starting value to end value by 2 means half of the values, or instead of starting value, you can start with second value and then incremented by 2 means second value, fourth value, sixth value, and so on, up to end value, or else x of 2 colon end minus 1. What is meaning? Second value to end minus 1. End value is 10th value, let us assume that 10th minus 1, ninth value. So like that, we can easily get that data. And similarly, how to solve this problem? Y of x is equal to modulus sine x square. So what is the x here? X is nothing but the sine omega 2, like that. And x is can write pi by 3. Suppose x value is pi by 3. Then modulus, how to use the modulus here? Absolute value. Modulus is nothing but a absolute value. So for that in a MATLAB, we have as a keyword ABS. So ABS of x, that is absolute value of x into, because the given as a into sine x square. That's why into sine x power 2. That will give as a y value. Or if x is pi by 6, you can write x is equal to pi by 6, y is equal to absolute of x into sine x square. So this is the way we have to write. Now we'll move on to another important concept is a conditional statement. So conditional statements and then loops are very important in MATLAB. Throughout the MATLAB, we need to use maximum extent only these type of the questions. So in that, you can see here, execute in the same sequence in which they are written in the program. Sometimes what will happen, it requires to execute certain instructions. Suppose you want to execute some portion, to execute that, first of all, you have to check whether we have to execute this or not. For that, there is a condition is required. Like I said in the earlier also, we want to display the result by satisfying conditions. Now, what are the conditions? Your subject marks may be greater than or equal to 40%, and attendance percentage may be greater than or equal to 75%. Then only I have to execute the some statement. Else, if your any one is statement upper side is fails, then you have to execute the next set of the statement. Like that, we have to check the condition. Conditional statement, it will value in MATLAB, make a decision whether to execute that group of commands or you have to skip that commands. So like that, we need to check the conditional. In that, conditional statements are if statement. If the condition is met, they may be execute one set of statement. If the condition is not met, then you go for as a different set of statement. So like that, suppose if your marks are greater than 80 percentage, then I have to give some sort of assignment. Or if your marks are less than 40 percentage, I had to give some other sort of assignments like that, because based on the condition, the statements are going to change, depends on our statement requirement. So that is the case. We can check that condition first. Suppose, did I win the lottery? In that case, there is a some sort of statement. We have to do something else. If something, if the statement is false, what I have to do? So like that, I will show some example. If and end. First statement is if condition. So there is a basic if condition is we have to check if only one statement. If it is true, execute inside. If it is false, automatically will come out. It will not go inside to if loop. That is one basic way. For that, you can see here, if condition expression, suppose x less than 5 or x greater than 3 or something else, then if this condition is true, then what we can do? If this is true, it goes inside whatever may be statement, and then it go to end. Only one check here, and if it is true only, it will execute this portion. Otherwise, it will come out and other set of portions, whatever it is there in the sequence, that is going to be executed. And for that example, you can see if A is less than B or else some other case also, C is greater than or equal to 5. If this is true, here you may write something more calculation part and it will execute, or it is true, this you are writing some more and it will go on. Like that, in that condition, while you are writing this condition, what preferably will you relational operators you can use, logical operator you can use it, combination of relational and logical operators you can use it, whatever may be the statement you can write, it will check first and it will go inside if it is true only. So similarly, you can see another way. If and is only one state. One if is there means you must close that with the end statement. And other one you can see if this statement is true, it will go inside. Else also you have to write some more statement. So that is another option we have. You can see first one and second one comparison. First box, if condition statement is true, then group of MATLAB commands will execute. First case. Second case, what will happen? If it is true, it will execute this portion. Else automatically, irrespective of thing, it will. Second case, I'm not checking any condition. If it fails, means automatically you have to execute this. Next condition is no need to check. Suppose first condition is your marks is greater than or equal to 40% and your attendance must be greater than or equal to 75%. If this is true, then you are pass. If this is failed, so no other check automatically will display result is fail like that. So, but some other case, we need to check many other condition also. In that, if, else if, many number of else if we can able to use, and finally else you can use it and go for end. That is the statement of our flowchart. You can see if first condition, if it is true, some group of commands will execute, or else if it is false, again we'll check for if else. Then if it is false, again you can check another if else like that. Many number of if else you can check it more conditions. Then finally else other one, or directly go for as a end. For only one if, one end is sufficient. For this, you can see the problem. If you understand the if concept, and I have given already flowchart of this, then all of you write a single piece of code to solve this problem. Then anyone can send that code in chat box. Think first. Anyone can see what is the problem is here. Write a program to calculate a tip based on the amount of your restaurant bill using the following rules. So what is the rule is, suppose your bill amount is $10, less than $10. It may be $5 or $2 or anything. If it is less than $10, then you have to give the tip amount is $1.8. Then next one is, suppose if your bill amount is between $10 to $60, you must give tip is 18% of your bill. Then third condition is the bill amount is greater than $60, then tip is 20%. Like that, you try to write a piece of code to meet these conditions. I have already given as a flowchart. First, you have to take a bill. Suppose bill is equal to $20 or $30 or $15, whatever. User has to enter the bill. For that, bill is equal to input within a colon, enter the value of bill amount in dollars. Then what you will give, user will enter the bill amount. Based on the bill amount, the display must be what? Total bill is tip is equal to this much. That's it. Only that is what I want answer. In that case, first line I already mentioned. Bill is equal to input within a colon, enter the bill amount in dollars. They may enter something. Then what you need to write? Next, if bill is less than $10, then tip is equal to directly display within a colon something you can write or convert string to a, or directly you can specify tip is equal to $1.8 directly, because bill is less than $10, automatically tip is fixed, that is equal to $1.8. Then what next? Else if bill is between this, so two conditions here, bill is greater than 10 and bill is less than 60, then tip is equal to what? Bill into 0.18. That is one thing. Else if automatically what last condition? Bill is greater than 60, then automatically tip is equal to bill into point. That's it. That is the code you have to write. I will show you the code also. First, bill is equal to input, enter the amount of the bill in dollars. Then if bill is less than or equal to 10, automatically tip is 1.8. Then else if this condition. Then other third condition, even you don't use else if also, directly else, because first two conditions are fail, then automatically your bill must be greater than 60 only. Therefore, the tip is equal to tip into point. That's it. This is the way you have to use the if else and end command. So this is the way you have to do. And now what I did is the answers you can see here. If enter the amount of bill, I entered $15, then result is 2.7. $15 related to where? This case. The tip is 15 into 0.18. Then I entered bill amount is 6, then it is comes under this amount is fixed here $1.8. Then I already entered as a bill is 100, then your tip is equal to 100 into zero point 0.2, that will be $20. Now this is the flow chart of normally if statement. If condition true means some statement, false also some other statement. You can write again you want to check other condition, you can check here and so on so forth. You can write this if statement. It is very important. You can get it any number of else if statement also you can check. And finally, if it is true means one condition, one group of statement, false means other group of statement. Now you can see A is equal to 10. Check the Boolean condition. If A is equal to 10, if it is so, because A may be whatever value from the user, A is equal to 10, then F print of value of A is 10, because its condition is true means it will display this. Else if other condition it will check, else if other condition it will check. If these all fails, then what it means, you can see that else if no one of the condition is true, then this will be display our results. Like that, whatever you want to write execution part, that will be display based on the if condition. Now rules of if is what? Every if condition must have as a end, must be there. A program can have many if end statement, the following each other. So that means if and end condition must be there. This can perform a task with different conditions. What is that? One is a if and end alone you can use it. If else and end you can use it. If else and you can use it. Like that, many ways are there to get it. Where else is used, condition statement is not as added. That means we can see any case, any number of else if we can use it, but finally it has to comes under else and end statement. That is required. End must be required to close the thing. Now you can see example. This type of example is required in many cases. I want to give y value based on one condition. What is that? When x is less than 0, then y is equal to -1, and y is equal to 2 when x is greater than 2. How to write a code for that? You can see here, if x is greater than or less than whatever condition. You can see first condition, x is less than 0. X is less than 0, that's the condition. If x less than 0, then y is equal to -1. Else, another condition you can check it. So if this condition is not there, what you can write is directly else y is equal to 2, I can write. But condition is given, so that you have to check that condition as well. So if x is less than 0, then y is equal to -1. Else if x greater than 2, x greater than 2, y is equal to 2. And so this is the way you can able to write for this problem. So it is mathematically, especially for our electrical problems, many cases you may be required this kind of as equations in our power system problem or power electronics or many anything for the mathematical analysis purpose and all. The equations may satisfy subjected to some constraints. These constraints you can execute there. You can see this problem as well. The second problem, you can see f of x is -2x when x less than 0. And otherwise, you have to use f of x is equal to x into x minus 2 when x value is between 0 to 2. Less than 0 case, f of x is -2x, you have to use it. And our x value is between 0 to 2, you have to use x value is x into x minus 2. Otherwise, if these two are failed, then you have to use this formula. Now, it is all very easy to write a if statement now. What is the if statement? If x less than 0, then f of x is equal to -2 into x. Then else if x is less than between, you can see that 0 to 2, it is there. Then f of x is equal to x into x minus 2. Then directly you can write else. Go for log x minus 1. So this is very simple statement. X less than 0, else if x less than or equal to 2 means if it is fails means automatically 0 to 2 only it will be there, because this fail less than 0 fail up to 2 I'm considering, therefore 0 to 2 only it will be. Then that's why x less than or equal to 2, then you can use f of x, then I can use directly else, but I'm not checking other
Excuse me, sir.
condition. Hello?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me, ma.
So to write this code first, should we initialize two variables or should we directly
No,
start it from the conditional?
that it's not required. That's the beauty of MATLAB. As I said in the first class itself, we no
Okay.
need to declare any variable, no need to specify the data type, whether it is integer or a float or a string or structure, anything. Directly you can start the program and execute whatever variable name you want to give. You can give it whatever value you want to assign, directly you can assign, no declaration is required. Simply if you open the MATLAB and command window, you type only this piece of work, because it is X, whether what is the X or not, they don't consider. In this case, we were asking that what is the code of that. Suppose what is X value you have to define. Only thing is, suppose X input, X is equal to 3. Then you can start with if condition, because x, what is the value? X is less than 0 means first what is input of x. That is the case. You can define x is equal to 3 something or 5 something. Based on that x value, it will compare the x less than 0 or not. Or you can use x is equal to input within a bracket, enter the value of input. And then automatically you are giving the x value and then it will check the condition. So that is only the thing. But
Oh,
what is type of x and all not required.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now we can see in this case. Now same thing, the continuation. That's what I defined the x here. X is 5. Then I'm checking. Because without defining this, what is the x value to compare? You should know that. That's why you have to define the x value first. Then if x is greater than 10, printf x is greater than 10. In that case, you can see by executing this piece of code, what you are expecting result, anybody? Anybody, what is the result of this? only I will execute these three lines. One line is x is equal to 5. Second one is I'm checking if x greater than 10, then I print something end, because if is there you must write end. Then after executing this statement, anybody tell me what is the result you will get?
Sir, it won't execute anything, sir, because it didn't satisfy the condition.
Yeah, it will execute that line, but no result. X is 5, that is executed, means
Yes, sir.
x is having 5. And then if 5 is greater than 10, it is a false. That's why it come out. No result.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the thing. Empty. It will wait for this, because if it go inside, it will show x is greater than 5 or greater than 10, something. Now, second case you can see x is 25. Second case, x is 25. That is equal to what I wrote, x greater than 10, whether it is true or false. Now, x is greater than 10 means x is 25. No, 25 greater than 10, it is a true. Then what is the result we are expecting? This one. X is greater than 10. That will be the result of execution. That's what you can see here. X is greater than 10. Like this. This is the code you have to write. After writing the code, you have to execute. Now we can see next problem. Now I mention or declared x is 24. Then x is 24. You can see next steps and all sequentially. So now we can see x is equal to 24. If REM I already mentioned, reminder x by 2. So here that is equal to 0, whether it is a true or false. So 24 is divided by 2. If it is true, because 24 by 2 is equal to 0 or not, remainder. And here is the remainder 0 or not. X by 3 related to x comma 3 is equal to 0. And remainder x comma 4 is equal to 0. And so on. You can write many number of statement here and you enter the x value remainder after division. By doing the division, based on that, it execute the statement inside. Now you can see that 24 is input, is divisible by 2, and 24 is the divisible by 3 and divisible by 4. So these statements only execute, and 24 is not divisible by 5. That's why these statements will not execute. Whenever it is true, it will be executed. Now all of you try to write this code, then your if statement is over. What is your condition here? The different grades I have to give based on the condition below. What is the condition? Marks is greater than 85, you need to give A grade, and 70 to 84 you need to give B grade, 55 to 69 C grade, 40 to 54 D grade, less than 40 is F grade. This is our requirement. Now, what is first question or first statement you have to write? First of all, we need to know marks. Marks is equal to input, enter the marks, or else directly marks is equal to you define some marks. Then you have to start with if statement. If marks is greater than 85, then grade A or display, or you can use F printf, all these things, anything you can use it and you can display that. Then what next statement? If marks is greater than 70, marks is greater than 55, marks is greater than 40, and then last one, else fail. If this is conditions are not satisfied, automatically last condition only it will come. Now you can see the code for this. I entered the marks value. So if marks is greater than or equal to 85, I have to display A grade. Else if, because you need to use else if again and again, you have to check the next condition and so on. So If marks is greater than or equal to 70, then B grade, and then greater than or equal to 55, C grade, greater than or equal to 40, D grade, and else. Now here I'm not checking else if, because anyhow if these all the things are failed, automatically it is less than 40 only. So you need to display the grade F and you have to take the course again. This is the thing we can able to write the condition statement. The first condition statement is if else. Next we go for as a switch case statement. So it is another method to flow of the program. There, if condition is true, it will go inside now also, because different cases will write which case it will be suit, only that portion or that case is going to be executed. That is the reason choosing one group of commands to execute out of several possible groups. This structure you can see here. First, some portion is there in the upper side MATLAB program. Then switch expression means here condition. We have to ask whether case 1 or case 2 or case 3 based on the condition. It will go to that case and only that portion is going to be executed. If this expression returns the value is 1, then the case 1 will execute, or if it is 3, case 3 will execute, and so on. Like that, it is the chance. Now you can see the expression in the switch command is compared with the value that are next to each of the case statement. If it match is found, then that particular group of commands flow will be executed. If there is no more that match, only the first match means if there are more than one match, suppose two cases are same, you mention which one is giving the execution of the commands in the first, that will be executed. If no match is found, then last condition, otherwise condition, it will execute. And this is the way the flow is going to be there. In that case, you can see that choice. What is the choice? You can see enter your choice, because choices are, you can observe different choices. If your choice is something, based on your choice, that cases is going to be select. So now enter the choice 1, 3, 5, or so on, whatever may be. If choice is given as a 1, then case 1 will execute. If choice is 3, case 3. Like that, based on your option, it will execute that portion. Now you can see, suppose some data is there. Based on I want the roll number, so and so roll number data. The database is having all the information about that particular student. Now I will enter the input of his ID or roll number. Then only that portion it go there and it will execute that portion, or some other roll number it will go there and it will. This is the case we can able. Flowchart is like this. Example, I want to know. I want to give the month of month number to identify whether it is a summer or winter or whatever the season I want to find, then you enter that month number and it go to particular case and it will show that results like this. This is the conditional, another conditional statement. If statement is one, another one is a switch and if statement. Then to give that case, there is another option you have, menu option. Menu consisting of list of items that you select first item that return value 1 or case 1. If you select second one, it return value 2. Third one return value 3, means case 1, case 2, case 3. That is also possible. Now we can see k is equal to some variable menu. Choose a color is a heading of that, and I given as a some colors red, blue, green. Now, by executing first line itself, you can see here, if I execute this line, the K, this portion, if I execute alone, then this window will pop up. What is that? Heading. Choose a color is heading. So that's why it is displaying. Choose a color. Then item 1, item 2, and so on. Red, blue, green. Then buttons will be red, blue, green. Like that, any list. You can give it many number of list as well. Now this is your pop-up. By clicking any of this, it will go for k value. Now, by clicking red is equal to first one, no? So k is equal to 1. K is 1 means their case 1, let us assume that. And k is 2 by clicking 2, case 2. Clicking 3, case 3. Like that, in that case may have different execution of statement. It will go directly there and it will execute that portion alone. Like this. Now we'll see some example here using menu. What is first thing is pick is our variable name, let us assume that. Menu is our keyword. What should I do? Then there is a items we have here. What are that? Print a message. I want to print the message, whatever it is predefined, or plot a graph, or print my lucky number. These are the things already there in the program. Now, by executing the first line, which one you want, like that many items may be there. By clicking that, pick is our value will return here. Whether by clicking first one, print a message, then pick is equal to 1, plot a graph, then pick is equal to 2, then print my lucky number, pick is equal to 3. I already wrote something case 1, case 2, case 3. Based on your click, it will go. Suppose if I press plot a graph, then what will happen? Pick is equal to 2. Then switch pick. So here pick is equal to 2 in the sense switch 2. Switch 2 means case is 2 here. It will go this portion and whatever you wrote inside, it will execute. What I wrote here, x is equal to 0 to 10 with incremented by 0.1. Then I am calculating y is equal to cos x plus rand. Anyhow, it will come back once again. Rand is a one inbuilt function. It will generate the random number between 0 to 1. That's it. Many cases will use this. Rand is a function. It will generate 0 to 1 by clicking or by executing any number of times. Randomly, it will generate 0 to 1 only. If you want to generate randomly some other value, you can specify that minimum and maximum limits, all these things that we'll see while we will go for in detail of that any program. At the moment, rand is a one variable. And now I'm going to plot x comma y. This is a red color. Shape is dotted O1. Lines are will be like that. And mark face is red, mark edge color, and like that. This will go in the module 3 in detail. And we are printing that. So we'll see the result. I click the third case, then our plot is going to be displayed like this. Like this is the way you have to give the input case through menu command. Now we'll go to important thing is the loops. So what is the loop is here? Loop is another method to alter the flow of computer program. So this some portion of execution you need to do repeatedly 10 times or 100 times, whatever may be, execution of commands or a group of commands repeated several times. For that, we will go for as a loops. There is a two kind of loops are available like a conditional statement as I mentioned, if and switch case. Similarly, loops also we have two things. One is a for loop, another one is a while loop. So for loop, specific number of times if you know, you can use the for loop. But while loop, you don't know when it is going to be reached that your goal. In that case, you can use as a while loop. While loop is repeat the statement by defining. That means you don't know the fixed amount of repeated times. It has to be calculated, and based on the calculated value we have to decide. So therefore, prior we don't know the when it goes to end. For that condition, you can use the condition. Suppose I'm calculating the error, let us assume that first iteration you got some error, second iteration some other error. So you have to reduce that error up to some sort of value, maybe point not 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 one. But you don't know when it will reach point not 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 one. What you have to do? Yeah, you switch or let it be while error is less than or equal to point not not one, and you can do the calculation inside the program. and it will repeat continuously until if it reaches as a error value is equal to that one. For that, the loop is going to be repeated continuously until if that error is reached that value, the loop will not be stopped. But for loop, when you have to use, if we know that error may reach that value after 10 iteration, then you can calculate for loop up to 10 iteration you can specify and you can get it. That is the major different thing. Now you can see the first we'll go for loop. Again, like a if, we need to specify for loop with end. End is must required for some variable name is equal to start value colon step value colon stop value. Start and stop is fixed. Like this syntax is same as the vector syntax. You can see here how to create as a vector, start value, stop value, incremented value. Same thing. For k is equal to 1 to 20 incremented by 2, then 1 colon 2 colon 20. That's it. That is the way we can able to get the value. Now you can see initial value, then incremented value and terminating the value. Now we can see for and loop, the syntax you can see something if we specify here that will execute this command until it reaches to that index array. Array wise also you can give it for inside bracket 1, 3, 5 and so on. You can give it any number. Then what will happen for I is equal to 1, for I is equal to 3, I is equal to 5 and then it will execute the command, it go to end. So now for I is equal to start, incremented and stop, then also it will go for inside. Like that, I can see for I is equal to 1 to 100. Now what is incremented here? What is the first case and second case different? For I is equal to 1 to 100 incremented by 1. So first I is 1, it will execute this. It go I is 2, execute this, I is 3 and so on so forth. But whereas second one, I is 1, then I is next incremented by 3, no? So I is 1 plus 3, then and so on so forth, it will go to 200 values. Then it will execute. Or 13, then minus 0.2 is incremented up to this one. So, or you want to give the in the vector fashion, you can define the variable k is 0.1 first case, second case 0.3, then minus 13 and so on so forth. This is the way. And you can see for loop flowchart, you can define for j 1 to 10, then it go inside up to 1, j is 1, j is 2 up to 10, repeat and then it will come out. This is the way of for loop. Now you can see the example of this. What is the execution of first line? Anybody answer? If I execute first line, means this. First x is equal to 1 comma 10. What is your answer? You tell me, anybody? It is all programming part. You must understand line by line. If first line execute, what is your result? Then second line execute, then only the sequence. What is answer? Anybody? All ones, so 1 to 10. So your answer x is equal to what you will get by executing first line. You may see the result 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. Like this, you can write up to 10. This is the answer for first one. Then you can start for loop. Now n is 2 because n start with 2 to 6. They don't want to change other values. They want to change only 2 to 6. But x is having, by executing this line anyhow, what is the first line showing? Create a array of 10 ones. That is a command I use, therefore that line will not execute, simply it will start with this line. Then the result will be all ones. It will be 1, 1, 1, not earlier one. I think it is wrong. Now all ones will be there. 1 to 10 ones will be there. Next, what you have to execute? For n is equal to 2 to 6, what is the calculation? Now n is 2, x of 2 it will start. X of 2 calculation will be like this, is equal to 2 into, what is this value? X of 2 minus 1 is nothing but a x of 1. What is x of 1 value? You can see here, x is known to you, 1, 1, 1, 1 up to all ones of 10 ones. This is x of 1, this is x of 2, x of 3, x of 4 and so on up to x of 10. Now the question is here x of 2 I need to calculate. Then 2 into 1, because x of 1 is 1, that is equal to 2. Now we know x of 2 is equal to 2. Then what it will do? It will go back to for loop. Then n will be, what is next n? 3. Then x of 3 you have to calculate. X of 3, that is equal to x2 into x of 3 minus 1, x of 2. This is equal to x of 2. Then 2 into, what is x of 2? We already calculated 4. Then your answer is 4. Then again it will go back. X of, now n value will become 4. Now you can calculate x of 4 and so on. If you do that way, your answer will be like this. First line execute, what will happen? All ones, 1, 1, 1, 1 and so on. Then you start with 2, no? X of 2, it calculated 2 value, remaining will be as such. Then it will go back, it is calculating x of 3, then it go back x of 4, then x of 5, then x of 6. Then rest values remain same because we not run that loop further. We stopped the loop up to 6 only. So x of 6 we calculated and it will come out from the loop. This is the way we can able to execute your for loop. If you get this point, then remaining is easy, nothing is there. Now see another for loop. N is equal to 5, for I is equal to 1 to n. Display integer to string, because in a display command it will give only the uh, integer string values only. Even if number also, you have to convert into string, then only you can use it into display command. Directly it will not display the number. That is the reason we can see here display integer to string of I. What is I here? 1. Now tell me the answer of this simply. Anybody? First, n is 5 I mentioned. Then what is the for loop now? 1 to 5 meaning. N is 5 means this for loop 1 to 5. Now I is equal to 1. Here it will come the cursor. Then what is answer by executing this? Anybody? Check it what is happening.
Sir, is it 149?
No, total line. Because within a single code it will display as such. And here integer to string it will convert. Now you can see the answer of first execution. Now I is 1. Then integer to string of 1 means 1 squared equals integer to string of 1 square is 1. So now the line output you will get like this: 1 squared equals 1. Then it will go back. What will happen? Now I is equal to 2. Then integer to string of 2, I means 2. Then 2 square equals, here 2 square 4. So 2 square equals 4. Then it go back 3. 3 square equals 3 into 2, 6 and so on. So that is your answer. You can see your answer. Sequence one by one. If first line is executed, it will go back up to how many times it will go back? Up to n times. What is n here? You can see n is 5. That's why 5 times it will go back and will execute the display. And once n is 5, then it will go back once again. It will check n is reached to 5. Then it will be terminated. So that is the case. Your answer will be like this. 1 squared equals 1, 2 squared equals 4, and so on. This is your output by executing that program. Now read this and all of you write. Now in this consisting of for loop. What is the question here? You can see. Write out the 7 table. So what I want is in the final output 7 cross 1 is equal to 7 I want. Then 7 cross 2 is equal to 14. And like that, you can write fully this table exactly. I want this table in the output display side. Then finally 7 cross 10 that is equal to 70. It required only 3 steps. I will give 1 minute or 2 minutes time. All of you write this code and enter into chat box. Just paste in chat box. Then I will give 2 marks in your assignment. Which assignment? In short-term course assignment or exam. You have to write a exam to get the certificate because it is you are going to claim as an internship as well as the short-term course for your credit points, activity points. So it is a bidirectional useful. So what you want to do is first write a code for this. I will give 1 minute time. Those who paste into chat box, if it is correct, then I will give 2 marks.
So please ignore that code. By mistake, I pressed enter, so I couldn't finish the code.
Yeah, 306, you tried, but for loop syntax is not there, that bracket. I given no. For I is equal to 1 colon 10, not within a bracket. Bracket is not required. 1 colon 10 means that first value is 1, second value is 2, and so on, up to 10, like that. And another display used, no, there 7 cannot be displayed directly because within a single quote you must specify. As such you want to display that you have to make it. If anything you want to display the integer to string you have to write. That is one thing. Yeah, anyhow I will show the code, but you need to try your level best. Your range 1 to 1 dash 10, that is not there in MATLAB. You have to define for loop. See, to get certificate, you must have the attendance more than 90 percentage. Simply if you register, because attendance will be automatically downloaded from this Teams, we'll check the attendance and we'll give the, and also when you logged in, when you logged off, all the details are available automatically. So if it is a 1 hour class, means you must be there minimum 50 minutes in the classroom. Yeah, I will show you tried, but no code is correct
Sir,
actually.
1 second, sir. I'm doing it. Just last
Yeah.
statement.
Okay, fine.
Sir, I have written it. Is it correct?
Yeah, I will display now. I will explain. We'll check. Now you can see, I told only one step, nothing is there. So for I or j, any variable you can use it. 1 to 10 is required. Why 1 to 10? Each value 7 into 1, 7 into 2, 7 into 3, and so on. For that, 1 to 10 is required. Then wherever the fixed value are there, you have to make it single quote. Single quote is nothing but a string only. So directly as such it will be displayed. Now you can see what is our table. 7 into 1 is equal to 7. Calculation part is this side after equal to portion. Rest portion 7 into is common. And variable point is what? This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. That is coming from j only. First j is 1, j is 2, j is 3, and so on, so forth. So that is the reason you can see here. Just a minute. Yeah. So display within a quote, whatever you wrote, that will be displayed directly. Okay, 7 into 1. The first line you can see. 7 into 1 I displayed. What do you want to multiply? 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Therefore, integer. You have to convert it into string because you are using as a display command. It must be as a string only. Therefore, j is 1, j is 2, j is 3. Now integer to string of j. What it will give? J is 1, first case. So 7 into 1. Equal is common for all cases. So I made it as equal within a colon. So equal will get it. Then calculation. 7 into 1 I want. So it is a string fashion I need. That's why I converted integer to string. 7 into 1. So first line is over. First line is what? 7 into 1 is equal to 7. It will go back again. What is j now? J becomes 2. Then display 7 into integer to string j. J is 2 now. So 7 into 2 is equal integer to string 7 into 2. So inside calculation is there, 7 into 2 is 14. So integer to string 14. So 14 will be there. Then it will go back again, j is 3, and so on, so forth. We'll get it directly. Now the question is, think about, I want not only 7th table, I want first table to 10th table. What modification I had to do? Anybody? Now you have the code of one table. Where to modify? I want first table, mean 1 into 1, 1 into 2, 1 into 3. Similarly, 2 into 1, 2 into 2, and so on. Second table, third, fourth, 10th table. Anyone? What
Sir,
is
we
modification?
have
I
to
think you
initialize
can
one.
define one more I from 1 to 10 again and
Yeah,
then do it like that. One more for
yeah,
loop.
fine.
Meant.
Yes, correct. One more for loop is sufficient. That's it. Nothing more.
Sir, I
And
have written
what
the
you,
code in the chat box, sir.
yeah, you check it, no? I displayed code here. Yeah,
No,
I
sir,
will
but
evaluate that.
I'm talking about the second code, sir, to write it from 1 to 10. The one we are
Okay, I will
discussing
check.
now. Yeah, sir.
Yeah, yeah, I will check it. Your number is 50?
No, sir, 7. Roll number 7.
Yeah, 7. For I is equal to 1 to 10, j is 1 to 10, fine. Your result I into j, display number to string of I. Then where is x? X is not there anywhere, no? How the, oh, that is into, yeah, fine. Integer to string is equal to number to string results. Yeah, that way also do, but the result we can directly calculate it inside itself directly. Integer to string is fine, but used only one end, ma. You actually used two for loop, no? For each
Yes,
for
sir.
loop, you
Yeah, yeah,
have
I
to
missed
use
one
two
end.
ends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, another end you have to. Yeah, that's
I've,
fine. Now we'll see that. This is the code for that. Any other variable you can define for same statement only inside. Earlier what I did is 7 into 1. No, there is not fixed 1 now. It become I is 1, means 7 place it will come 1, 2, 3 is repeated. No, that's why I have to convert integer to string of j first. Means it become 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then multiplication is fixed, equal is fixed, rest portion is calculated. Wherever calculation is required, you have to convert integer to string. Then it will get 1 to 10th table. Very, very small, piece of code will easy to understand. Only thing is, you are writing in the chat box is some of you tried a lot, but you execute that code in a MATLAB command, you can easily understand where you are doing the mistake. And some errors will come, then you rectify it. That is the learning process. Directly may not be correct, but while you are pasting this code or type this code into command window, you will get different errors, person to person, and you can able to rectify that. It is easy to understand. So that is the thing I am requesting all of you to execute these codes in command windows. If you have still doubt, you can meet me in college and you can ask me, no issue, at any point of time. That is the learning procedure actually. Now we'll go move on. And this, anyone can write this. It is very easy compared to previous one. Anyone? What I want is n is equal to 1 to 6 2 power n sum I want. So 2 power 1 plus 2 power 2 plus 2 power 3 up to 2 power 6. I want sum. How will you write? Try all of you. Again, paste in that code into chat box. I will check. All of you try. Even wrong also, no, nothing, no? What is there? First, to define one variable as a sum or a total or anything you want to define. Then, for loop, we can start. Then, total is equal to total plus that formula. That's it. 2 power n over end. That much easy. Right.
Sir, is it correct?
Yeah, I will check. Yeah, roll number 7, A is 2, or is 2, is 6. My intention is to use for loop, ma. This that depends, no, the person to person vary the code. But now minimum number of lines you have to execute, that is the skilled one. Where we'll get the sum? It is not one value, it is the sum of values. Suppose 2 power 1, 2 power plus 2 power 2 plus 2 power 3, it will not that way. It will give only one value, fixed value. You are substituting a is 2, then 2 power n minus 1 something. That will be. Use for loop and try it once. I will show this again. It is very simple. One question, that's it. So you can see the total you define sum. Then for loop, I need 6. No, n is equal to 6 is final one. 1 to 6, you can make it. Total is equal to total plus 2 power n. Then we'll get it. Simple logic. Similarly, this one, again, I want sum of this. Now n is not defined. So we input is n we have to enter. For that, n is equal to input, enter the n value. Then we'll get 1 or 2 or something. Then for loop is what? For I is equal to 1 to capital N. Then capital N automatically user has to enter. Then sum is equal to sum plus. Initially you define sum is equal to 0 or total. Any notation you can follow. Then 1 by I plus 1 by I plus 2 into I plus 1. That's it. That will be sum. We'll get the display value of the answer. So like that you can able to do, and we'll see here you can see the display, how to use the display. For that I used apple is 8. Now I have apples. Then what is your output you are expecting? Apple is consisting of variable is a 8 is integer. If I use 8, apple directly here, it will not consider as 8. You have to convert integer to string of apple, then only it will be displayed. Now you can see this is the correct way. I have integer to string of apple means it will become now 8 is a string, then apples. Then your answer is I have 8 apples. Otherwise, earlier what you can, I have apples, that's it, not 8 apples. See that this is a integer. You cannot directly take it as integer. That's the reason integer to string you have to use it. This, by observing these two, you can able to understand how to use the display command. That is what I wrote here. Then I think, yeah, we'll see the nested loop, inside loop. This is already discussed, no, in table 1 to 10 table. There inside loop also you can use it. If you use 2 for loop, automatically 2 ends must be required. And the another example, how to use the for loop for sum of j power p. J you can ask, p you can ask any number of variables, and sum is equal to simple thing form. And while loop, what is the difference is, again you have to check the condition. If condition is true, it will go inside. Otherwise, it will come out. This is the while. And here, it is not defined the number of times. you can check the condition. If condition is true, up to that it will repeat the inside loop like a for. And once for loop, what it will do, irrespective of any condition, it will repeat that many number. We are giving n is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. But now here condition fails only, it will come out. That is the process. Again, same process, nested while also there like for loop. And I will show the example something. Suppose x is 1, while x less than or equal to 15. It is a condition. Then x is equal to 2x. Then what will happen? First x is 1. It is true. That's why 2 into 1, 2. Then again it will go. Then again, what will happen? X is 2, no? X is 2 here. Condition is true again. It will calculate 2 into 2, 4. It will go back again like that. How long it will repeat that loop? Once x is less than or equal to 15, it will true. If it comes 16, then it will come out. That's what the result will be. This is the difference between for loop and while loop. In for loop, we are fixing the number of times the loop is going to be, but while loop, it is not defined initially. It is it will check the condition. If condition is true, then it will go inside and it will execute that many number of times. Once the condition is fails, it will come out. Now you can see if any break is required, whatever time, if the entered a number is less than or equal to 0, because n is less than or equal to 0, you get out of the loop. So wherever condition is there, break command is there, it will come out of the loop. And you can see this example, what will happen, the result, x is 1, it will true, it will go inside, incremented x plus 1, then 2, it will again repeat, then it will go once again, and then it reaches to 3, then up to 3 is fine. If it become as a 4, then 4 less than or equal to 3 is false, it will come out. This is the way you can able to use the while loop. So now we'll stop today here and we'll move on next class. Then all of you try for practicing all these codes, then you can easily understand further classes. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, otherwise you can leave. But try to attend if you want certificate. I will download the attendance as well. Attendance will be downloaded directly, no need to post
Sir?
anything. Yeah,
Sir, this course will give us 2 credits or only 1 credit, sir?
it is internship, ma. Internship is,
That's
I
what,
think,
sir.
1 credit. 1 credit only, no internship. For
Sir, but
it is in the replacement of second semester, ma. Actually, you must do MOOC course.
yes, sir.
Instead of
Sir,
that,
but
yeah, tell me.
in the almanac, we have internship or MOOC or NPTL. That column has 2 credits, sir.
Yeah, same thing. That's what I'm telling. It is replacement of internship. If it is 2 credits, we'll give 2 credits.
Okay, sir.
Based on it is replacement of internship, nothing more.
Yes, sir.
Fine.